Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Name Pending Podcast, recognized by the New York Times as one of the hot podcasts to watch of the summer. I will pull this up for you. Welcome back. The Name Pending Podcast has returned. We're finally back. It's been a while. You know, we've been busy. Travis has been Arabic programming, advancing over the summer. I've been barely advancing over the summer. But as you can see here, New York Times right there, Name Pending Podcast, one of the future podcasts to watch this summer. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally back. We are back from a long break. We're so happy to be back. Let's just jump into some of the topics we got today. Travis, why don't we just read them off? What's the first thing we got for today?
Sports, they're coming back.
Yes, sir. All right, we're going to try to cover as much as we possibly can this episode. I think we missed like 2 months worth. But sports, yes, they're finally coming back. Question is, do we really think they're going to come back? Like, the whole idea around it is, well, sports are going to come back, but are they actually going to make it? Like, what happens if a bunch of players are going to be tested or whatever and nothing happens? Like, right now, the NBA is, people are worried because I think there were 16 out of 300-something that were tested and 16 were positive.
Damn. Let them play. Let the boys play.
Baseball's back. That came back like a week ago. I think that was basketball, hockey. I don't know about hockey. But NFL, just today, they shortened the preseason. To be honest, they don't need preseason anyway. It's kind of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Sports are back. We get some excitement. We get to see this guy, Mike Trout, number 27, go back at it. I don't think he's going to play. That's just a hot take. I don't think he's actually going to play. I think he's going to sit out. He's been a very big advocate against it. But easy, simple. Sports are back.
Speaking of sports, the Patriots, Cam Newton, I'm just saying.
I think that was a good pickup, 100%. I think that was a really good pickup for them. I mean, they barely paid him anything, and he's a really good quarterback if he stays healthy. And if he doesn't stay healthy, then they get a compensation pick in next year's draft. So that's really a win-win for them. Plus, Belichick can work with that. I mean, he's definitely a different archetype than Brady is. He has that option to run, and his arm strength is pretty good. But it's definitely not – he's not the pocket magician as Brady is in terms of, hot routes and trying to get the right play. But I think he's going to fit in really well under Belichick, and that might be another nasty few years if that works out. And even if it doesn't work out, then they'll still be good because that defense is still pretty killer.
I think it's going to be different because Tom Brady likes to play in the pocket. He's not much of a runner, you could say. But Cam Newton's kind of the opposite. Big runner. He does have a decent arm, as you said. He can reach some of them long.
Oh, 100%. I think he's 6'4" or 6'5", so he's huge. And he has the arm strength that can, make it. I think that's going to be a nasty team, though. I didn't do anything in the draft, really, actually. They had a really mediocre subpar draft, but you actually really never know. Those guys were always, on paper, that was pretty bad, but Belichick does his research. So, sports are back. Patriots maybe continue the dynasty. We don't know.
There's
right.
no way.
What's up next for us, Trav?
Our glorious leader, Kim Jong-un, is still alive.
Yes. The first ever Name Pending podcast. That was one of the topics we talked about. I think one of the things was was he alive or not? I think we both said that we didn't really know. But no, I don't believe he's dead. I believe he's alive. A recent South Korean newspaper came out and said that he was alive.
Yeah, you don't really know. My guess, there's probably a 99% chance that it's untrue that he's actually dead.
No, but it turned out to just be a major prank. So
it's just a prank, bro.
Suck it. That was actually genius. I don't think any other person could pull that off in the world. I really don't. I mean, it's North Korea, first of all. And then how Kim Jong-un was able to pull that off and, expose any of his traitors, amazing. I thought that was amazing. He literally had the entire world believing he was dead.
Champ move. That's a Chad move. Kim Jong-un's a Chad. I don't know why we doubted him in the first episode.
I know. I actually kind of hurt That one kind of sucks, but yeah, definitely that guy. I don't think I don't think anybody could ever do that, especially in the way that we live right now with like a bunch of cameras and media. The fact that he was able to hide for like 5+ days just without anybody knowing he was alive, that is crazy. Good for him. Good for him. That's a major feat, and I think it would only happen in North Korea. Something like if something happened in the U.S., then everybody would be all over it. I don't think that would have happened anywhere else.
Faked his own death.
I know
his own death just to see who was his friend.
100%. That is crazy.
And then he had to kill his entire general staff after they saw that they were partying when he died. That's another story. Anyway, the next one is idiotic questions. If you drop soap on the floor, is the floor clean or is the soap dirty?
Yeah, so we're into this new segment. I thought we figured out. Idiotic questions. Questions that are so idiotic that they're actually meaningful and insightful. You know, this question I kind of think about a lot. I think there are multiple different options here. There are three. One is that the soap is dirty, the floor is clean, or both are contaminated. And you know what? Any normal person would say both are contaminated or both are. I think that the floor is clean. I think it's clean because, you know, people always like, you're washing your hands, right? You kind of, you put water, you get water, and then you put the soap on. Like you have a bar of soap and you just put soap on. Technically, your hands are still dirty when that action has gone down. Mm-hmm. So the fact that soap is still considered clean after that movement, I don't see why it wouldn't be the same if it's dropped on the floor.
Yeah,
I think that the floor is definitely clean.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like you said, soap can't get dirty. It's impossible. It's against the laws of gravity. But I think that just sums it up right there.
Yeah, 100%.
1 second. Okay, I just did my passcode wrong 3 times. All right.
I'll take over.
Yeah.
What does the word okay actually mean? Okay. Just okay. What does it actually mean?
No, thanks for spelling it out for me.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you know.
All right. So basically, God, this is the toughest question I think I've ever had to answer.
To follow up, all right. What does that mean? Because not everything can be all right. Like, think about it, the way you use, like, all right.
Okay is saying that you understand, but you don't really care. So, like, somebody says, oh, it's my birthday tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, you don't really care. I don't care it's your birthday, but I'm just acknowledging your existence.
Okay. I see your definition there, and I'm gonna kind of alter a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think the way people say, okay, I agree, there's definitely like a lapse of like care. Because if you say, hey, can you come downstairs? Okay. Like, I don't want to do that, you know? I don't feel like it's necessary. But I feel like the real definition is like, okay. Actually, yeah, I don't think there really is one. I think one idiot one day was just like, let's just combine 2 of the 26 letters and try to create a word.
Exactly.
I mean, like, that's the same as me, like, just saying, oh, X and W is now, like, or not X and W, because both of those don't actually have E and L, like L. Yeah, can you come downstairs? L, like that. They could have done any other letters that made any type of sound, and they could have had the exact same result. I think it's a made up. I don't know. I don't think we should use it. I think it is. I think you're right. It's definitely used as a I don't care about you.
Yeah.
Manner anymore.
Okay, it's the same thing as all right, except all right's kind of like more syllables. So you're saying all right. Wait, actually, it's the same amount of syllables.
Yeah.
Same amount of syllables, but it's got more letters. So all right, if you say all right to somebody, you care. But okay, yeah.
But is all right though when you say all right? Like, is everything around you right? Is all right?
No way.
Okay.
No.
Just wanted to clarify that.
You're wrong when you have to say all right instead of.
Wait, but then technically you're lying. So
yeah.
if you say all right, you're committing more of like a personal crime than okay. Because okay, you say you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but all right means you're literally lying.
I don't know, man.
I think this is definitely a conversation that should be held. Leave it in the comment section below. Which is worse, okay or all right? And then let us know why.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yanny Laurel. Is water wet?
Hot dog sandwich, you know. Questions like these you get from nowhere else besides the Name Pending podcast. I'll tell you that.
Podcast, baby. Anyway, If you're stranded, if you're on a stranded
hold on. Let me clarify. These are questions that are a little bit deeper, I guess. So go ahead. These are not idiotic questions anymore. They're just questions.
If you're on a stranded island and you could take one person with you, who would you take and why? Easy question. Bear Grylls, you can go next. I mean, if you're taking anybody but Bear Grylls, the man versus the wild, you're wrong.
I don't know who that is. I'm gonna be very honest.
Bear Grylls is.
I don't think anybody here knows who that is, Travis. I really hate to tell you. I've never heard of that person.
Way. Bear Grylls, man versus wild. They dropped this guy off into like the middle of the desert.
How do you spell his name?
Bear Grylls.
B-E-A-R?
B-E-A-R.
Bear Grylls. Oh my God.
You drop him off into the middle of the desert.
His birthday is the day before mine. What a guy.
Exactly. You're dropped in the middle of a stranded island. Bear Grylls is already out of there. He's already out of there by the time you just dropped. You dropped off the battle bus, you're out of there immediately.
This dude seems pretty sick.
He's the man versus wild.
He does. All right. So I guess we'll make this into two questions then. Who would I want? I want someone who's good with, their surroundings. Like you said, Bear Grylls seems like a dude who knows exactly what he's doing. But if there's like a professional guy I'd want,
you want Bear?
I'm gonna go with a different one. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but it's called Below Deck.
No.
It's a show about, it's a reality TV show for a crew on the life of a yacht. And you're like, oh, snobby, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a chef on here, and I follow him on Instagram. He makes the craziest amount of meals just based on fire. Nothing else, just fire. Mm-hmm. So what he's able to cook up and what he's able to make, Adam Glick, that's my guy. I think I'm going to go with him. I think even recently he made some crazy looking stuff. He lives in a van. Like, he just lives in a van. No house, no nothing. He's got a ranch. He sleeps, lives, eats, drinks, everything in a van. I think that's definitely my guy, Chef Adam Glick. He seems like a dude. Hold on. Like, look at this. This guy just makes just chicken that he really raises the chicken and then just makes it himself. I think that's outstanding.
Nobody's ever done that before.
Okay, well, he lives in a van, Travis. This Bear Glick's guy is not that cool or whatever.
Bear Grylls,
whatever.
This guy's just trying to make a fire. I already have a fire. I have a mansion, and Bear Grylls is pulling up mealworms out of the ground. He grills them, he sautés them. I don't know what sauté means.
It's when
it's culinary or whatever.
In the skillet, and then you just turn the heat on, and
yeah, what you said. Salt. You got a little salt on that, some pepper. Boom. 4-course, 5-course meal. Dessert. Worms for dessert. We're good. We sail on a raft. We're out of there. We're out of there.
I got a question now. Someone who is not a professional, like a kid in our grade or someone that is like our age, so 16, 17, plus minus, around there. Mm-hmm. Who would you choose? Who would be your main guy?
Somebody my age? Well, then you, because you're my friend. But somebody else, like somebody that I know. I don't really know anybody that would be good at that.
To be fair, to help support myself, I was given an opportunity 2 weeks ago now to create a fire from literally just one of these little hand lighters and like massive logs, no kindling, no nothing. Boom, created a raging fire. It was amazing. I was so proud of myself. Me and Jack Fitting were able to create a wondrous fire that was quite awestruck. And then I tried it was pretty cool. Just ask anybody.
Fire from a lighter.
Yeah, with a little bit of paper as a kindling. But I'm telling you, it was amazing. It was the greatest fire of all time. And I gave myself so much credit for that because that was the best thing that had happened all night. I made a killer fire. But for my answer to that, I would have probably said you. But just because I feel like me and him work together so well, I feel like Jack Finning. I feel like me and him would be able – plus he's a wilderness guy. He likes to go out there. I'll probably put his Instagram right here. Everybody go drop him a follow. My guy, at Jack Finning. Jack Finning trademark, actually. He's got a trademark in his name because he thinks –
follow Jack Finning. Follow the Jack Finning fan club.
And the Jack Finning fan club. He's got his own fan club. That's really cool. I feel like Jack Finning and I could create some nasty stuff. I feel like we'd be able to survive pretty long. All right, Next question.
We're ranking breakfast foods.
No, you skipped one.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, if you are arrested and your friends don't know why, what would they say it was for?
All right. I'm going to go first. So for Travis, I would say whoever doesn't know Travis, he's a hockey guy, right? He's a softie. I think he's a softie on the inside. I feel like he seems tough. He's huge, like he's massive, but he's a softie. He's a softie.
Mm-hmm.
But every once in a while, something just snaps. And that's Travis. Travis no longer has that softie side. He goes up and starts punching kids in the back of the head on a hockey rink.
I wonder. I don't know if I have the video still, but
that video is amazing. Bottom line, Travis, in the middle of history class goes, yeah, I got suspended for the rest of the season. And our history was why. And he goes, yeah, I started punching a kid. And we were just like, what? Out of nowhere. We saw the video. It was amazing that literally Travis took 2 punches to the back of the head and literally just said, screw it. Let's kill this kid. And absolutely murdered him.
This kid. And then I got 4 games suspended. Sometimes I have this thing implemented in my brain from my father, I would say, who basically the rule is, especially when I'm playing hockey, well, actually only when I'm playing hockey now that you don't touch the goalie and don't touch me, basically. So if you hit me, I'm not one of these kids that's just gonna take it. I'm gonna kick the crap out of you.
Fight back, eh?
Somebody's gonna get it on film and I'm gonna have it forever. But
which
then
you have.
I will try to find it afterwards, and maybe you can link it at the end or something. But
and then I feel like for me, kind of had difficulties with the past, I guess. I speak in a very aggressive tone, especially when I disagree with someone. So normally, because I guess I take it seriously. I guess sometimes I'm super sarcastic about it, but sometimes I'm very upfront and I don't really care. So I feel like if someone heard I feel like they would assume I got into a verbal altercation with someone, and then I just kind of lost it. And I feel like losing it to the fact where I just beat them up so bad that they can't. No, I'm kidding. Well, I think I might have the potential of doing that. I really don't think I could ever do that. I feel just I'd get in a really verbal harassment with someone, and then I think we would escalate it too far, especially someone I completely disagree with. And someone who doesn't change their mind or doesn't even have an opportunity to change their mind, open themselves to change their mind. I feel like if I use what I call my debate voice, I get super condescending and super arrogant and make them feel like nothing, and they start throwing punches. I feel like I would throw punches back and we'd both get put in front. But that's all me. That's my thing.
You are going to get arrested because Will he's debating his heart out, man. He's prepared this speech or whatever. I don't know debate. I don't know. But he prepared this speech for years. All right, 5 years, okay? He's been preparing it. What is it about? You know what? It's about I don't know what his speech is about. Poland Spring water bottle and why it's bad because it's shaped weird.
I'm actually a big fan of Poland Spring. I feel like Poland Springs is the one thing I don't understand is people who think there's a taste difference. I can't tell between Poland Springs, Tap, Fiji water, Smart water, all that stuff. There's no difference.
Yeah. Anyway, Will gets arrested because the judges misjudge him. So he gets into a verbal altercation with one of the judges. It turns into a fist fight. Boom, arrested. Rest of his life in prison.
All right, I'll be fair. There are 2 times that I really feel like at any time I wanted to punch a judge. Number 1, it was an opportunity for me and my partner, Andrew McGuire, to get into a playoff round. And the judge was giving his reason for decision as to why he voted against us. And he said, I thought you guys argued everything perfectly. But for the first time today, I heard a response to an argument. And since I was so surprised to hear a response, I gave it to the other team.
What? Why?
So we did not do anything wrong. They just gave a response, and he was surprised by it. He gave them the win. The second time, me and Anthony Loya were at a big tournament. It was really big. We were doing okay. We had a chance, let's just say. We had a chance of doing something spectacular.
Yeah.
And the judge knew the other kid. They had talked to each other. And the judge decided to vote without any reason, without any explanation, just decided to vote. So what did I do? Like any normal person, I followed him on Instagram and I stalked him for the next 2 more months before I realized I was being really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out what high school he went to. I figured out, well, unintentionally, I figured out like his friend group, but that was just because he posted on Instagram.
Weirder and weirder. Keep going.
But I was very upset about it. But don't worry, he's unfollowed. There was nothing that happened. My partner wanted to try to find his house, but I figured that opened my eyes and said, you know what, this probably isn't very good.
That's definitely.
Unless he didn't follow me back, so what was the point of following him anyway? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I feel like that verbal altercation is a consistent thing, though. I feel like I'd piss someone off with being super arrogant and condescending. This can definitely be. People can take that the wrong way, 100%.
You lose a debate, do the parents get like super pissed off if they think you should have won?
Well,
Like,
parents don't normally watch.
Oh, okay. All right. Because for hockey, they're
Yeah. I don't think they would really. I mean, like if you have a coach there, like sometimes coach will watch your playoff rounds or whatever, but they don't really get mad. They just kind of like give you pointers on how to get better. But yeah, sometimes you get really mad, but nothing ever really escalates anything. I mean, we're a bunch of debate kids. What are we going to do? Yell at each other? There's nothing there.
I have one specific memory from hockey, and it wasn't at a ref. It was at one of the coaches. So one of the parents, I don't know why. All right, I don't make the rules, but for some reason there's a bar at one of the rinks. Okay,
Bar, like alcohol bar?
Oh, alcohol bar, man. You know.
Interesting.
He's having a little bit of the alcohol. And this guy's drunk, man. Like he's hanging on the glass and crap. He's so just drunk. He's no idea what's going on. And he's getting super pissed at my coach for some reason.
Yeah.
Because his kid isn't getting any playtime. So he takes his bottle of alcohol and just throws it onto the ice rink. And it was hilarious. And then he goes around to where our bench is and starts screaming at the coaches, and then other parents had to pull him out of there. It was so good, but so scarring.
Yeah, that's creepy. That's kind of creepy. I think that should be a life lesson. Never put alcohol and Little League sports together. Because even there's so many like Little League sports rage compilations that you can watch.
It's so good.
It's so funny. Because they're moms, like at like 7-year-old games,
Karen.
7-year-old games, and like, umpire, what are you doing? It's like, come on, man. You got nothing here, dude. You got to chill out. But then there was like the sad reality that people actually get over a fight over like a 7-year-old baseball team. Like, come on.
I don't know why anybody cares. It's not the big leagues. It's literally the opposite of a big league.
The Little League.
7-year-olds.
All right, rankings time, baby. I think I still have this one. I think I still have the ranking garbage. Oh, we do. We're back with rankings. Oh,
amazing.
Oh. Interesting. All right, rankings. Hit it on me. We're going to try to do 3 off the top of our head. This is going to be all improvised.
Breakfast foods. What's your number one? Go.
I'm a big yogurt guy. I'm not going to lie. It's not iconic, but every morning I get one of the strawberry peach Chobani's, and I just eat that. I think that's a solid. It's enough to get you through the day. Not the day, to get you to lunch. I don't feel like you need – I'm a big believer in that you don't need a big breakfast. I think you're able to maintain – I think lunch and dinner with actual protein is much more beneficial than eating a big breakfast. So, yeah, I'm a big yogurt guy. But then if I were to actually rank them, I think chocolate chip pancakes are probably number 2 if you're going to try to go. I think that stuff is nice. Normal pancakes, if they're done properly, like the diner way, those are really good. But if you're just going to break out like an Eggo, I don't think Eggo makes like egg waffles. But yeah, there's waffles. But like if you will get one of those cardboard pancake mixes and you put it in, it's just not good. It's not very good. The diner pancakes are where it's at, but I think that chocolate chip pancakes. And then I think we got to put waffles up there at number 3. Actually, no. Breakfast sandwiches. Taylor ham.
Oh, yeah.
Sandwiches. Wicker basket breakfast sandwiches actually might be number 1. Yes. We're going to switch that around. Wicker basket, Taylor ham breakfast sandwiches are number 1. That stuff is so greasy, but it's so good. It will get you through the day 100%. A little bit of I think it's ketchup or maybe sriracha, hash browns, and then that Taylor ham with an egg and cheese. That's really good. Taylor ham, egg and cheese, number 1. Yogurt, number 2. And then chocolate chip pancakes, number 3, for sure.
Mine, number 1, easy, scrambled eggs with just – okay. This is just the thing that I have. I have the exact same breakfast every single day.
Yeah.
And literally scrambled eggs with cheese in them are so good. They're so good. And then added on to that, this doesn't count. Toast with jelly is also amazing.
That's also really good. Yeah, that's an underrated, especially, again, this diner idea is like getting me hungry, but if you go to a diner and you just get toast with jam, that stuff is amazingly good. Like, they got to put something in it to make
I
it.
like grape jelly.
Yes, grape jelly, strawberry jelly, those two things are very
Number 2, chocolate chip pancakes are so good. I
Yeah.
can't even deny that.
good. They're very good. Very good.
No more explanation needed. Actually, with whipped cream are even better.
That's true. And then if you put some strawberries with that whipped cream on top of it, so you got a chocolate chip pancake with some whipped cream and then some strawberries on top of it, that's killer.
And then number 3, probably cereal. Honey Bunches of Oats cereal. I haven't had it in years, but I love that stuff.
You know, I'm just going to talk a little bit. I don't know why. I'm not an egg person. I kind of grew up being an egg person. Like, I like omelets. I like scrambled. I'm just not an egg person, I guess. So, like, if you like scrambled eggs, I just don't really like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, omelets I like because of like the ham, but I don't like because of the egg.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I feel like if you're either an egg person or you're not an egg person. I know I said I like breakfast sandwiches, but again, it's the breakfast sandwich is mostly just the hash brown and the Taylor ham and the cheese. You don't really taste the egg. And even if you're like I'm the person, if it's like just the bread, the egg, and the bread left, like there's nothing else, I throw it out. I'm sorry. I don't see the point. What's the point? There's nothing there. But yeah, that's my take on it. I'm not a big egg person, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from with scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I grew up having chickens, so
Of course you grew up having chickens. I love the chickens.
Anyway, next one. Least favorite people in the world. I'm putting my boy Kim Jong-un up there also.
Are you kidding? I feel like he's hated, but I don't feel like he's one of my most hated. Go ahead. Let's hear the explanation.
I mean, I don't know if this was true, but I saw it on the internet, which means it's definitely true.
But did you find it on the black market?
Yeah.
How did you guys end up searching the dark web?
I did, but then it started getting really bad really quickly. Like the first site I clicked on, and then I'm like, all right, that's enough for today.
For those who don't know, Travis texted me like out of the blue, and he goes, "Will, what are you doing on Sunday?" I'm like, "I don't know." And he goes, "Well, me and Zeke, of course, a former interviewee on the channel, on the podcast. He goes, yeah, we got some VPN, and we're gonna search the dark web." I was like, "Are you kidding?" He goes, "Yeah, we're gonna get into Toronto or something like that, and we're gonna search the dark web." And I go, "Travis, you have fun doing that, my man. I'm not going to be searching the dark web and trying to
Don't do it.
wrestle my integrity here." But how did that end up going?
We just did like a couple of websites, and that was it.
What is this dark? Like, what's so special about this then?
I don't know if this is correct because I am no tech genius. I am a tech genius, but I'm not a tech genius. So you only actually see, I think, 1% or 5% of the actual internet.
Okay.
And everything else, the 95%, that's, I think, the dark web. Everything else that you can't see is the dark web. So if you use specific browsers, like I think DuckDuckGo, you can access part of it.
Okay.
Or just download Tor, and then you can access the rest of it, or most of the rest of it, or some of it.
Gotcha. So it's just like, but I feel like I'm kind of confused. Like if I look up like someone's birthday, what is the dark web going to tell me?
It's not really that kind of thing. There's like websites where you can access other websites. Like there's this thing called the dark web wiki, which you can access everything else. Everything like normal websites end in .com.
Yeah, .com, .org, or .gov.
Because it's called the Onion browser or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know much about this, but I would not recommend doing it.
Awesome. All right. Continue back with your rankings.
Anyway, least favorite people in the world, my boy Kim Jong-un. I know he's our glorious leader and stuff, but dude, I don't know if this was true, okay? But as I said before, I saw it on the internet, which means it's true. But somebody in his country got like coronavirus, so he just executed him. I don't know if that was true, but imagine like anybody in the United States got coronavirus and then the hospitals just started executing them on the spot.
Yeah, I feel like that's the difference between, North Korea, because I feel like they would have done the same thing in like any other like super authoritarian government, or like they would have totally, like, think about it like this. If this was back when like like Napoleon, or even like Stalin is an obvious because they did it anyway. But like, if the world was like back in Napoleon, or back when like he kind of controlled everything, or even back in like Rome, if you were out of the ordinary, you were executed.
Yeah.
I feel like that way of life. I feel like Kim Jong Un in North Korea still stick to that way of life. That's like, it doesn't matter if you're not normal. If you have anything that could cause anything that hurts me, then you're done. So like that's where like capitalist, non-authoritarian, like not even democratic, like not even democracy, like necessarily defies that. But I feel like, in the U.S. people actually care about people, and it's more of like not all people, but most people are willing to give a helping hand.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of other countries, especially in the past, and even with a specific authoritarian government like Venezuela, North Korea, those two in particular, they really don't care about people. It's all about the rich. And it's kind of sad, actually, just kind of think about it. But yeah, I feel like that's not out of the ordinary. I feel like I would believe that because that's just the way that that country is designed.
Speaking of Kim Jong-un, what if, like, after, like, 10 years from now, like, Kim Jong-un dies, but, like, the government won't admit it? So, like, did you just hear that in the background?
I heard something. I didn't hear any. I couldn't piece it up.
Imagine if, like, Kim Jong-un dies, and then, like, for the rest of North Korea's history, they won't admit it. So, like, 200 years later, they're still saying, nope, Kim Jong-un's he's still kicking, man. He's still here.
I feel like that would be, like, not the same anyway, but, like, I feel like what you're aiming at, or, like, what you're kind of hinting at is, like, the Armenian genocide in the same way that they're denying it. I feel like that's what I'm kind of picking up on. And correct me if I'm wrong, that they're basically like
a little different, though, because they're it's like
Turkey's awful with what they're doing right now. They're awful with what they're doing right now.
People
are like denying that like millions of killed. That was awful. But like I feel like I kind of pick up on what you're saying in that way. I feel like that's how I'm able to relate it best.
Yeah, like they did it.
Other two most hated people in the world.
For me or for you? For me, the guy that invented the AP exam was whoever did that. Nah.
Yeah, College Board. Those guys kind of suck.
College Board's so bad, man.
They kind of suck.
There's so many videos on the internet of people just.
Yeah, because it's like if you think about it, College Board is like, you know what defines you are like tests, and that's just not true.
Exactly. And then probably. God, there's so many people on this list.
I know. I had a hard time thinking of one, to be honest.
Maybe Hitler or Stalin because they killed a lot of.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like there's not like people I hate too much or a lot of people I dislike, but not someone I would hate like the most in the world. I feel like someone who's just up there is Tom Brady. I just hate him. Like, you can't even respect him anymore. You just hate him. Like, as a Falcon fan, right, when they were redoing all, like, the Super Bowls, and he, like, posted on his Instagram story, oh, I wonder how this is going to end. Like, shut up, okay? We get it. Shut up.
Hey,
why? Who cares? Move on.
28-3. 28-3.
I feel like Tom Brady's just up there.
What's Tom Brady's nickname? What's his nickname?
I don't think Washed. He's washed. I'm going to argue that all day. He is a washed quarterback.
There's no way.
He's washed. Dude, he had one more. I think I remember this. He had one more touchdown. He had like 11 touchdowns in 8 games. He had 11 touchdowns and like 7 interceptions. Mitchell Trubisky had 10 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Tom Brady.
How is he not washed? Because Mitchell Trubisky is considered one of the worst starters in the NFL. How is he not washed? The yards weren't there. The yards per game weren't there. The yards per attempt weren't there. The running game wasn't there. The Patriots were awful last season.
Yeah, I agree.
The fact that they fell off so quickly, the fact that their defense was able to carry them through so many games was spectacular. Their defense was.
That's why I don't think Cam Newton
was awful.
Big of an impact because their wide receivers besides Julian Edelman, I think, their offense is non-existent anymore.
I know. I mean, like when you have like James, who's the running back? It's James White, Sony Michel, and Rex.
James White is so good though. He was good. The only thing I remember about James White is the one Super Bowl where he was doing good. What Super Bowl was that?
It wasn't against the Falcons, I don't think. That was LeGarrette Blount. Anyway, it might have been against the Eagles.
I am a Tom Brady fan, so I was a Patriots fan, and now I'm a Buccaneers fan. But I do not think the Buccaneers. This is going to come back to bite me, but I don't think the Buccaneers are going to do very good this year because Tom Brady's.
I completely agree. I think let's get into this discussion. I think we're going to skip this stupid least hated people because we have no idea.
Yeah.
Sports. Let's get back to sports. because the reason why, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans were so amazing last year was because literally all Jameis Winston did was throw the ball 40-plus yards deep, like twice every possession. So if you get a guy who can do that, you're going to end up with 1,200 yards. And you're going to end up with, I think Chris Godwin had a game of 200-plus yards. I mean, when you're targeted 25 times a game and all you do is run forward, yes, you can cover it. But at the same time, you're going to get a lot of yards. So Tom Brady with his slow, methodical, really quick passes, I don't think Mike Evans or Chris Godwin are the scheme, are the fit for that. And even Gronk, I mean, he's a year out. He's nowhere near as big as he was. He's still big, but he's nowhere near as big as he was a few years ago. I don't think that Bruce Arians is a fit for Tom Brady. Because Bruce Arians worked with Carson Palmer, and he made him seem like a pretty good quarterback, but that was because that was the scheme. He was a scheme. I don't think a scheme quarterback. He was what is that thing called? He's
I have no idea.
He's a scheme quarterback.
He's a
system quarterback. He's a system quarterback. Where I just feel like Bruce Arians' system and I feel like Tom Brady's system don't match up, especially the weapons he has. Plus, he used a lot of running. He used James White and Rex Burkhead a lot out of the backfield. And I don't think that the Buccaneers have a good enough running back to be able to catch balls. You got Ronald Jones, who's the second-year player out of USC. He's okay. They didn't draft running back out of the draft, which was kind of a need for them. I don't even know what they drafted, to be honest. I don't think they got – what did they get? They get a lineman maybe? Maybe they got a defense player. I don't know. They got a good defense, though. They got a fairly good defense in Devin White and Levante David still being there, plus Vita Vea. And I think they got one more player down on that line. But, they're solid. But I don't think they're going to be – I think max 8-8. I just don't think Brady – I think he's washed, and I think the system he's being thrown in it's uncomparable to Jameis Winston and Tom Brady. They're two different systems, two different quarterbacks, and the reason why their weapons were so good was because of how Jameis Winston was.
For me, I think it could go 50-50. I think in a way, Jameis Winston was throwing 2 picks average a game.
He was 30, if I'm not wrong, he might have been 37 touchdowns for 30 interceptions. His last throw of the year was a pick 6 to Deion Jones, and the Falcons brought it back, and that was to get 30 interceptions. I know that.
That's why I think that with the people, now that they're not throwing so many interceptions a game, and you do have those wide receivers like Mike Evans that are good. They're good. They're 1,000-yard wide receivers.
Yeah.
Tom Brady can definitely throw those long passes, and I think that could definitely work. But at the same time, and they have Rob Gronkowski too, who everyone knows Tom Brady likes to throw to. But I think at the same time, Rob Gronkowski is going to get hurt 3 weeks in, is my guess. He's going to get one big hit and he's done because he hasn't played in a year, 2 years. And I don't think Tom Brady – I think Tom Brady will do good in the long game, 40-yard plus passes, but inside they don't have a running back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Tom Brady is a passing quarterback.
Yeah. 33 and 30 through 33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions.
That's really bad.
And he threw for 5,100 yards. Okay. So literally the guy just kept throwing. I think how many attempts did he have? He had 626 attempts, which is almost 100 more than any other of his years. Mm-hmm. So, it's just a different quarter. All right, next question. Next ranking.
1 second. All right, next ranking, movies.
I think we can both agree here, and I feel like we've kind of talked about this as well. National Treasure has got to be up there. That is such a good movie. And I watched National Treasure again. I think it was 2 days ago. We turned the TV on. There was nothing to watch. We watched it. It's so good.
It is honestly good.
Even if you don't like history, even if you can't stand it, it's a movie where it's super thrilling, and you're just so what is this treasure? What is this next clue? And even National Treasure 2 is really good as well. I feel like the beginning of National Treasure 2 is better than the beginning of National Treasure 1, the build-up. Because them traveling to London, to France, I don't know to Italy. But those guys, what?
What do they get in National Treasure 2?
The City of Gold.
Oh, okay.
Them being able to go out of the U.S., I thought that was really cool. But the ending was super weird and kind of iffy.
That's why it's not a hit. National Treasure was such – even though how unrealistic it actually is. It was such a good movie.
Even Da Vinci Code. Have you seen that?
I might have.
It's the same thing, except it's kind of like instead of U.S. history, it's like people think that like Jesus had a sister or a brother.
Okay, weird.
Or like he wasn't, or no, he was a father. He was married to someone, and he gave birth to another one. That was kind of like the idea. That isn't as good as like trying to find a hidden treasure, I think, just because it's a little bit weirder. But it has the same idea, and I thought the Da Vinci Code was pretty good. Other than that, I'm a big fan of like not big fan, but of like horror movies. So today I tried to watch The Lodge, which was on Hulu, and that thing was so confusing. I'm actually watching before we got on the Zoom. I was trying to watch a YouTube video to try to explain it because I was really confused. But there was one, Get Out. I think that's the one. That's the first Jordan Peele one, right? That was really good. There was a lot of cool stuff about that. I'm definitely going to watch it again. So that one, National Treasure. And there are a few like not chick flicks, but it's like I kind of like Pitch Perfect. That whole series was pretty good. Legally Blonde was pretty good. Have you never seen Pitch Perfect?
No.
It's a good series. It's not one of the top ones, but it's a pretty good.
I think for me, if we're going down horror movies, the scariest movie I've ever seen, and it was really good, was called The Void. It's not on Hulu or Netflix, but you should watch it. It's terrifying.
I'll try to find it.
But the ending made no sense whatsoever. But that movie is really good, really scary from start to end. Normal movies, probably Saving Private Ryan was good.
I actually want to watch that. That seems like in 1917. Actually, I heard 1917 wasn't.
Yeah, I've seen that too. That was amazing too.
That was good. I might have to watch that. I feel like watching those types of movies are really cool. Like, did you watch Argo?
No.
Oh, that one was about where there were. That was when I think it was either Iran or Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of them. And the U.S. embassy was under attack, and like there were people held hostage for like 60 plus days.
Mm.
So Americans pretended to be film crew from Canada, and they went in to save all the hostages, like as if they were like, I think it was like to save the hostages.
Mm. Yeah, I gotta check that out then.
But what happened is they literally went, and I think the movie exaggerated this a little bit, but there were cars after they figured out that they weren't the real people that they actually were. They figured out they were Americans. Like people hung Americans. Like if they came into whatever country it was, they literally hung them like on cranes because they hated us so much and we hated them so much because we saved their leader from cancer. They hated us. So literally to the last second of takeoff, I think it's true, people were shooting the plane that they were on to try to like literally to try to kill them. And it wasn't until they formally said we left airspace where they felt safe. Because there was always a threat that their plane literally could have been shot down. They literally needed in 2 days' time, they need to come up with new personas. It was amazing. It was such a good movie. I think that's definitely one of them. Argo was really good. I'm
going to watch that. Anyway, all right. What is the next one? The next one, best meme songs, Rick Roll.
100. Thank you. To all those who are still listening, and I doubt a lot of you are, because to Lex Banker especially, Lex is always like, Will, why do you love this song? I love this song. I don't know every lyric, but there was a 3-day phase where I just listened to this song, and I mean like a month ago, where I literally just listened to the song on repeat. It's so funny. And at one point, I even said I want to recreate the entire music video this summer.
That'd be
fun. I think I might do that. I think I have time at the end of August. I might recreate the music video. Because the whole music video is literally the guy doing this. It's like this. I feel like it would be so funny if I can pull it off. And even better, I can use that as a Rickroll.
Yes.
I can have my own Rickroll. That would be amazing. I think that's definitely number one. I completely agree.
Yeah. I think everybody would say that was number one. That's such an iconic song.
100%.
And it's a good song too. I would agree with that. The next one, I don't know what this is, but Del Barton Ship's account on Instagram.
Right. So, Travis, for those of you who don't know, actually I'll check what the official followers is, because when I wrote it last week, when I wrote down, they had like 40 followers, I think.
Instagram account?
Yes, they have 30 followers. They're 34 followers. They're following 30. So basically it's an account where like you're supposed to send in like DMs and be like, oh, we want these two people to get together. Personally, I have theories, right? Actually, I don't have theories. I know who runs the
They're literally shipping people.
Yes,
Oh,
literally shipping people. I unlike the Jack Finning fan club, who we all know is a hacker, I do know who runs the account.
Mhm.
I think it's one of the saddest attempts at clout or self-promotion of all time. I'm sorry. And to those, if you're listening right now, I think it's one of the saddest things of all time. I think that, you're like, yeah, this is kind of cool. But at the same time, like, some people see it as a joke, but also some people are just like, come on, like, really? Like, is this really worth it?
Instagram and check what this is right now.
It's sus. It's very sus. I think it's a little weird. There are currently 3 posts, 2 of which are actual, like, couples.
What is this called?
Del Barton ships. 2 of them are literal, like, actual couples. So
Where are they getting this from?
Cameron O'Neill and Sophia Kaiser. So an actual couple that have been dating for, I think, almost 2 years now. They're in November is their anniversary. Lex, Banker, and Maggie, the one who was on. Those 2 are an actual, like, not an actual, but they're like they're in a relationship. We'll give it a relationship. And then the third post is of John Jago and Mrs. Badowski. So the whole thing is just a mess. It's really just a meme. I think, like, due to your heart's desire, I mean, you have that opportunity in America to do this. I think it's just stupid. Personally, I think whoever should do that should reconsider their life. No, I'm kidding. I'm not a big fan. I think the Jack Finning fan club is hilarious. I think the hacker that's running that is doing a really good job. This one, it's okay.
Yeah, that's weird too. But
all right.
Anyway, deep topics. 2 more. Do all good things come after bad things? No way.
Really? I'm actually willing to debate you on this one. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
There's no good things. You can die. That's not a good thing, and then nothing good is gonna happen.
So you're would you say that the majority, like almost all good things?
Yeah, I think some things definitely, but not all things for me.
Right. So I'm going to take this as an example. And I think it's really bad to use this as an example, but I feel like it's the most necessary. So, like, we even had a topic about this in Mr. Thompson's class. It was an essay that you even wrote on the test.
Mhm.
What arose from World War I?
Okay.
Technology, right? Simple things. World War II, dropping the atomic bomb created the opportunity for us to use nuclear energy as a way of life, as a way of fuel.
Yeah, and to nuke countries.
Luckily, we haven't used that yet.
Yes, we did.
Think about it like this.
Twice.
People always use this idea as like your chip on the shoulder. And I feel like I kind of use it, but I also don't. So if you're told no, I feel like I'm going to be like, I feel like 7 out of 10 of like people, if you're said like, oh, I think that you are like, I think that you're like, if a girl told like you, I think like if you're 100 pounds or whatever, 100, I think you're really skinny. I feel like 7 out of 10 people, and this is just out of nowhere, I feel like 7 out of 10 people, if they really like this girl, they would use it as a chip on their shoulder and they would work out, they'd eat, they'd get super exercise, they'd be super healthy to the point where they would come back and they would impress her and be like, hey, this is what I was able to transform from. So that negative thing that happened to them, they used it as a chip and they got better.
I don't think that's a good example, but I agree with you. What if they're like anorexic?
Yeah, well, okay, fine. But I feel like shut up. But that's like an outlier. That's like a completely different. That's a completely different.
I understand what you're saying, though.
I feel like, and then like technology, especially like even nowadays, war is we're trying to make new and better technology for war. So cyber weaponry is being designed right now.
That's what I want.
Because of the fear of war. People are like, we're currently working on what is it called? Not power plants.
We're working on drones that instead of
blackout, like servers, right? Currently the US, and I think they've done it for almost every single one. For every server there is in the United States, there are 5 backup servers. And if that one server goes offline, there are 5 to take its place. So if Russia, if China, if anybody, Iran, if anybody wanted to attack us in a cyber realm, we have those options. But the only way anything good comes from something is either the fear of something bad or something bad actually happens.
Okay.
Because technology today, health, medicine, like even like sports too.
Right.
Like I feel like and I'll even use this example. It's like not an awesome example, but I think it was the 1996 season. There was a 1995 MLB season. They went on strike, and 2 years later, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa had the home run race, and they were both on steroids. So like, it's not an awesome example, but that saved baseball. So after bad, people had something good to look forward to, and the point where they were able to like get juiced and hit like 70 home runs, which was crazy. It helped baseball so much. It was bad because they were cheating, but it was good. I feel like to a certain extent, in order for anything good in the world to happen, it has to come from that.
All right. I agree with you.
All right. After that deep topic, we have some talks about what's going to happen with the podcast. So we kind of addressed this at the beginning. Travis is super busy. Like, I'm actually super impressed with what you're able to do, that you're able to have, like, enjoy yourself when doing it. Because Travis is taking, correct me if I'm wrong, you're taking an Arabic program, you're advancing over the summer. You're still, like, working out for crew, right?
Yeah.
And getting, like, just staying in shape in general.
School for Arabic program hasn't started yet. School right now is about 8 hours a day.
Yeah, you have a crazy. I have nowhere close to what you have. I have
hours of
class, and a little bit of studying.
Yeah, and then it's 6 hours of class, and I would say around an hour or two of homework.
Exactly.
Then, starting next week, I'm going to have 2 hours of Arabic class additionally, with an added 1 hour of homework minimum for that class. And then the week after that, and rowing workouts are included in this. But then the week after that, from 8:30 to 9:30 in the morning, I'm also taking a class on World War II.
Exactly. It's crazy. You are booked.
Yeah, on weekends, I have nothing. So maybe every weekend if I'm not.
I feel like weekly, 2 times a week, or two times.
Yeah.
Once per every 2 weeks. I've also been in communication with another podcast. It's called like The Ugly Burrito. No, Gossip Burrito.
Who does that?
One of Maggie's friends.
Okay.
And they are down for a collab, so we could have a name pending.
Burrito podcast.
Gossip Burrito podcast. I feel like that's going to come up. I think that's going to be our next project.
Okay.
So if you're down, I'm totally down. I think.
I'm down, definitely. Yeah.
That seems like a lot of fun. And we also had the same idea of like what we're kind of talking about. We just kind of wing it.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be pretty fun. So we just kind of collab. We're probably gonna have a few collabs. We're obviously gonna try to do interviews with actual people. I feel like that opportunity of a live stream is still a possibility. I feel like that could be pretty fun, where we get direct questions from the audience. But yeah, I feel like we're
once every week or once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna try to keep it as much as possible. But for that, I think we're gonna end it there. Thank you guys for staying to the very end if you actually stayed. Just like last time, the comment word in the comment. Make sure you comment. Comment Island, and you will get a shout out at the beginning of next. Actually, let's check you. You'll get a shout out at the beginning of next.
I guess nobody.
Well, let's see. I think someone did. I definitely commented on the last one.
Will, I'm going to shout you out right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to see if anybody else commented on it. Yeah, we're 1 month away. We're 1 month out.
1 month from our last video. It's been busy. I'll give it that. Oh my God.
Shout out to me for shouting out the keyword. Also, shout out to Tyler Egan.
Tyler Egan, let's go.
Really epic. And what is the merch driving? Tyler Egan, I will tell you, we are in the lab creating merch. Not actually. Maybe.
Not really.
Maybe.
Egan Bama.
If we hit 20 likes on this episode, we will consider making merch.
Find a company and make merch. 11 subs.
We're growing. We're the fastest growing
podcast.
We are the biggest name pending podcast on the YouTube channel. I think there's another one actually.
There is, but we have 9 more subs than them.
Yeah, exactly. We're
we're the best. We are the name pending podcast.
We're the best name pending podcast. They have 20 videos.
Yeah, get out of here. Other name pending podcast. No offense.
Vacation pending, Gus pending, vacation. You guys, 15-minute video. This kid is lame. Name pending podcast. All right, we're gonna end it there. Thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast or taking a listen. We really appreciate it. Make sure you stay hooked. Of course, this is all gonna be up on my private story, so which is probably the reason why I'm gonna be watching. So just stay hooked. We probably get a podcast in the next, probably on Saturday or Sunday, just based on scheduling. But yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys later. Peace.